Jeff, I'll tell you something funny. I posted a video when I had dinner with Bibi Netanyahu, my last trip to Israel about a month ago. And I posted it on Instagram, and I got, I don't know, thousands of these responses in Arabic, all these Muslim names, just horrible. He's a baby killer, you're a baby killer. Now, fast forward to a couple of days ago, I post something about Mamdani, where he just can't win. This is going to sound crazy, but almost the same exact bots that I received from the Netanyahu video from angry Arabs and Muslims were back on my Instagram page, this time not criticizing Netanyahu, defending Zoran. Almost the same exact bots. How scary is that?
Yeah, I get it too. I mean, with the things I say, I get it all the time. I don't have as big a following as you, but I get the same thing. It's horrible.
It is.
The question is, who's paying for who sets these things up? Where's the money coming from? That's what I always wonder.
Money for what? Exactly, because the audience isn't all that savvy. Money for what?
Well, everything. I mean, we know, for example, that these lunatic protesters on the college campuses, a lot of them are not even students. They're getting paid. There are ads, even on social media, that you come the first time, we give you $50, second time, $100, third time, $200. So we know someone's funding this, and we know it's a lot of Marxist groups like Westpac and the People's Forum and the PSL. So these are all Marxist groups that are working with the Islamist groups. They're working together. They all have one thing in common. They hate Jews and they hate America. So why not work together? That's what they're doing. I always wonder if these are the same people getting paid to do it on social media, the same thing they're doing on college campuses and on the streets of New York and everywhere else.
They may be. Listen, you've listened to me for a lot of years, not just this year, and I'm right a lot. I mean, whether it's elections in New Jersey, New York, around the country, congressional races, I'm no genius. I'm not Hannity or Levin, but I'm right a lot, almost every time. And I was wrong here, I'll admit it, but I did something that I should know better. I went with my heart. I really refused to believe that New York had hit these depths where an in-your-face Jew-hating socialist was going to win. I should have known better, but I kept saying to people who were texting me every day, stop, he's not going to win, and because I refused to believe it. So this is the first time in a long time I've been wrong, but it's not about being right or wrong. It's about how scary is it that I was wrong.
Yeah, well, first of all, Sid, happy anniversary. You picked the right woman, so you were right there, too.
Yeah, that's right.
And listen, 33 years in today's day and age, that says a lot. It says a lot about you, says a lot definitely about her. Okay?
Thank you.
But looking great job, and happy anniversary. And also congratulations to Ina Vernikov. We've been chatting lately, and I'm proud of her, and I look forward to her doing great things. She's going to have a much tougher time with this low-life mini Farrakhan, really, wins the general. Well, I have an idea about how to take this general election away from him, which I want to share with you. But you're right. This guy, and you know what I blame? I blame the normalization of all this anti-Semitic and Marxist stuff. The normalization of Ilhan Omar, the normalization of Rashida Tlaib, the normalization of globalize the Intifada. I mean, when you normalize all this stuff over so many years, why is it surprising that a complete lunatic Marxist anti-Semite who wants to defund the police, I thought we were done with that, who wants government-owned grocery stores, that reminds you of the USSR in the 1980s, wants to raise taxes even higher than nobody I know can afford these taxes we're paying now. He supports the BDS movement, which is not even legal in New York. And he, in general, wants to implement communist-like policies across the city. Listen, New York is not a typical city. We are the economic and financial capital of the world. So if people think this is just a local New York issue, they are sadly mistaken. This is going to affect people regionally, nationally, and maybe even globally, because businesses are going to flee as fast as the Jews from this city if this guy implements even a tiny, tiny portion of what he says he's going to implement.
You say the Jews are going to leave, but if I saw this correct, about 20% of the Jewish people, and of course they're all liberal Jews, none of my people, none of real strong Republican Jews would ever vote for an animal like this, but, upwards of 20% of liberal Jews actually voted for this guy. How do you explain that?
Well, think back to the governor's race a couple of years back when the Jewish vote was the highest I think it's been in my lifetime, when Zeldin got about, I think he got about 46% of the Jewish vote. So I think that's changing, and I hope it continues to grow. It's hard to know in a Democratic primary. Think about it also. A lot of Jews have switched to become Republicans too. So I'm not sure. I don't know what to make of that. I really hope, I agree with you. There is a small percentage of Jews that support lunatics like this. But let's be realistic, Sid, okay? And I 100% agree with you. No one has any right to go to Chris Lewa, who's given life and limb to this city, given his body, ran knowing the disadvantages when he lost the first time around, and I voted for him. But he got 27% of the vote. So we have to be realistic. If they both run, if Sliwa runs and Adams runs, they both run, neither one of them has any chance. I really believe that.
No, hold on. So I brought that up earlier. Now, why do you say that? You believe they're going to split the Republican vote?
Well, look at the numbers. Sliwa got 27% of the vote in 2021 against Adams. So I think that's where Republicans are, about 27%. Mamdani got about 43% of the Democratic votes, but also, so I'm going to lower that a little bit, but also remember Lander's an idiot too, by the way. All the people who voted for Lander now are going to vote for Mamdani. But I do think it's a vote. Let's say he gets 40% of the vote in the election. And let's say Sliwa would get 27% of the vote. And let's say Adams would get what? I'm not sure, but maybe 25% of the vote. You're going to lose. There's not enough of the vote left. Now, I'm not saying Sliwa should step down. No one has any right to tell him to do that. What I do think, though, is they need to sit down together, the two of them, and say, listen, we cannot win this if we both run. And I think they should look at the polls, see who's ahead of whom, and then whoever's ahead and has a better chance to coalesce together, they should work out a deal. And you know what I think they should do?
Yeah.
I think one of them should run, support the other,
Sure.
and make the other one chancellor of CUNY and make 3 times more money in a 5th-year easy job.
Listen, I love what you're saying, but there's a better chance that the Ayatollah will have Shabbat dinner at Bibi's house next Shabbat. I mean, it's just not going to happen. They hate each other. They both think they're going to win. So while what you're saying makes an abundance of sense, it's never going to happen. But explain to me, you just talked about CUNY, right? We still have major anti-Semite issues at CUNY. We still have way too many hateful people walking up and down our streets. Mahmoud Khalil is back on the streets. We still have way too many issues here in New York City. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, let's say, Mamdani is so bad you can never vote for him. You're one of those people that considers Curtis more of a loudmouth radio guy than a politician. Tell me, what is it about Eric Adams outside the last 2 months where the rabbis and big money guys are trying to convince us that he's good? Tell me what you've seen in nearly 4 years of Mayor Eric Adams that should convince me he's worthy of a second win.
The problem is the opposition. He's not just going up against de Blasio. De Blasio was the worst mayor of my lifetime. And you said it yourself to open the show. This guy compared to de Blasio is 1,000,000 times worse. 1,000,000 times worse. He will make the city unsafe, not just for Jewish people, but for all people, because he wants to take away $1 billion of funding from the cops. What kind of mayor says that? What kind of mayor runs on that? So I understand all your issues with Adams. I'm not even going to disagree with them. But to compare these guys, I mean, it's livable right now in New York, barely, but it's livable. It will not be. It's going to be so bad under Mamdani to such a scary degree that I think you gotta. I know it's hard, and I know you feel very strongly about it, but I don't. The math doesn't work, Sid. If they both run Adams and Sliwa, the math doesn't work. I really don't see it, and that's really scary.
I think a lot of people are going to stay home. I do. I've got a lot of Republican friends. I've changed my life the last couple of years. I don't hang out with any Democrats, even some of my own family members. I try to limit the conversation. I don't know one person. I live in Rockaway. It's all Republican. I go to the gym every day. I see 30 guys, 40 guys. They despise Adams. They hate him. They're not going to vote for him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's running against Satan, if they brought Osama bin Laden back from the dead. They're not going to do it. So I just think a lot of people are going to stay home. They will not vote for this guy.
Yeah, you might listen. And the governor, what a disgrace. Did you see her statement last night?
No.
The governor, you got to see what she said. She puts out this statement congratulating Mamdani and saying she looks forward to meeting with him in the next few days to discuss what's going on in New York City and making it safe and then hearing his ideas. She's talking as if he already won the election. This guy's not the mayor-elect. And she should shut her mouth until he wins anything. He got less than half of the Democratic vote. What is she talking about? So she's normalizing him too, when what she should really be doing is looking to have a normal mayor to work with under her governorship.
Well, hopefully,
that's the deal.
Right, hopefully in 2026, she's going to be gone again, whether it's Elise Stefanik, who sent out this beautiful tweet. She actually called me the great Sid Rosenberg yesterday. That's a big deal, but Elise Stefanik calls it great on Twitter, and she thanked me and Curtis. So whether it's Elise Stefanik or Mike Lawler or Bruce Blakeman, any one of those fine people, hopefully this Kathy Hochul stuff will come to an end sooner than later. And then if one of my people does win, and Mamdani does win, that'll be an interesting dynamic. Either way, Jeff Lax, as always, excellent job. Keep up the fight. You're one of our bravest, not just in New York City, but in the country today. We love you. Thank you so much.
Love you, Seth. Have a great day.
You
Happy
too.
anniversary.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. Jeffrey Lax right there. He's terrific, isn't he?